everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with my very first design team layout for Dotty About Flair. And those of you who follow me know that I've been excited about finally being able to get some Flair because it started very small and originally wouldn't ship outside the UK. But Adam Westwood, whom you all know as Scrappy Adam, has taken over the company and he is shipping overseas. And I got all of these. And I pitched all of the things. These were my small metallic embellishments, and I found another place for them and decided to organize mine kind of by color or somewhat by theme. Anyway, those are the ones I got in my very first order. I am waiting for the May release, the special May release box, and I will have those. I'll feature those on my next layout, my next design team layout. But for today, I'm going to use some that I got in that first order from 3 different collections. This first one is actually a Christmas Flair that says joy, but there's nothing about it that says it could only be Christmas. It could kind of just be about joy. This one is a purple one with white stars, and this one is a solid, beautiful green, and I'm going to use some green and purple in the layout, so and every other color that you can think of. I'm using Vicki Boutin's color study, and not just because Julie Taylor used it in her layout. She did this layout for Bramble Fox, and if you've seen me lift Julie many times, and I love her and want to be her, but this may be my my greatest, most ambitious undertaking ever. So that's saying a lot. I have briefly experimented with some techniques and some products, and have kind of settled on what I'm going to try to do. I tried a few things, didn't like what I saw, and then went to something else. And now I've pulled out stuff that I thought that I think I know how to use, and I think I understand how it'll turn out. This layout has so much interesting in it, it's hard for me to point it out. I've got my little badge here that I want to show for Dotty About Flair. I'm so excited. So I'll have a badge that I can pin onto my layout when I publish it. So, but I just had to show that off. Okay, so what I see here that I really love is the, this swath of mixed media in the teal color, and then it looks like she's got a some texture paste or something kind of providing some texture kind of right in there. Well, I have this die from Bramble Fox, and I cut it out of really thick white cardstock because the lines are very thin. You can see that I've been practicing on it, and it's going to get a little bit more use as I try to kind of color through it using packaging and bubble wrap. And I'm also going to use this stencil from one of the 2 color study stencil sets. This one is called Fresh Stencils, and it's got this beautiful floral, and then it's got these little kind of waves. They're evocative of this pattern paper that's in the set, and it's just gorgeous. But I'm not going to be using it. there's so much gorgeousness that you just have to decide and leave some things behind. So I might use this to add some texture. I'm not going to use texture paste. And I honestly can't explain to you why, but Julie has got, let me just kind of point this out. This is a real zipper, and it has a pull on it, and she's looped some thread through it, and then she has a little charm that has some art supplies, and then she ran it through this Bramble Fox Viewmaster that has a little Viewmaster slide sticking up out of it. So I've kind of got something started over here. I have that same little Viewmaster slide. I don't have a cute little charm like that. And the zipper I have is kind of, I do have a zipper that I bought for crafting, but it's kind of ugly. I don't, the metal parts are not silvery like Julie's, and the fabric part is kind of an ugly beige cream sort of color that I just didn't think would look good on here. So I'm going to go hunting for a better looking zipper. And I've looped this thread. This is upholstery thread, and I'm going to make some little nests like Natalie Nelson taught me how to do on her live the other day for my Flair, and maybe, you know, in between. But she's also got, she has taken these paint tubes with the paint coming out comes from a 4x6 cut apart card in the Color Study collection. And she's curled them, and I was able to cut them apart and curl them. But in between, she's got, I thought it was nests of white thread, but it's actually some gauze that's kind of woven up under there that's picked up a little bit of color. There's this torn strip of paper kind of behind this vertical element. Julie often has a strong vertical element, and then she arranges embellishments and title clusters and photo clusters kind of off that vertical line. That's one of my favorite aspects of her designs. So she's kind of got this one, a lot of the title and photo clusters and stuff kind of down here, but some of them, you know, kind of wander off this way in the form of the butterfly wing. And I've got several of these elements, but I may arrange them a little bit differently than she does. And instead of this white with the polka dots, which I probably should have used, I had a strip of purple, so I'm going to use that. I've got everything kind of gathered over here. I'm getting ready to do the mixed media, but I'll show you the photos and kind of tell you where I'm headed. I'm putting my very small things that I might lose track of in this little holder, including this little seagull that's going to make an appearance somewhere. These are photos of John and me in 2019, September of 2019, down at Margaritaville Beach Hotel, and we happened to be there when they were doing a painting class in the lobby. Just kind of had some canvases and some paints and somebody there to kind of guide you in certain things. It wasn't anything sophisticated. It wasn't a really deep lesson or anything like that. But John and I produced these amazing works of art. And this one was mine, a lone palm tree and a seagull and water and sand, and I think those are some oyster shells in the sand there. And this is John's Pensacola Beach sign. The Pensacola Beach sign is kind of an iconic symbol of the area as you cross the bridge. And so as many of you know, in 2018 he was diagnosed with Parkinson's, and he didn't have the constant tremor that many Parkinson's patients do have, but his hand-eye coordination wasn't exactly what it had been when he was younger and before the disease happened. So he struggled, but he did it. He did not for 1 second consider not taking this class or doing this with me. He was just as excited as I was. So he got his canvas and he decided on the image he was going to use, and he kind of did the pole, and he kept trying to correct it, and it ended up, this white. He was a little bit embarrassed about that, and I said, no, it just kind of makes it look like one of those abstract, surrealistic kinds of images. And I love it. I absolutely love it. So anyway, what I did was I scanned both of these, and they're the right size to fit on my scanner. I don't have a wide format scanner. That was kind of one of the things on my wish list. But I scanned them and I printed them small and then fussy cut them out so I can use them as embellishments somewhere on the layout. And I may group them together and then put the little, let's see, I've also got, where is it? Here it is. Okay, I cut the leaf from his, so that could kind of go, maybe I can put it on an edge and have it coming this way. And then this is a photo I took with my phone of the very textured and embroidered and woven cover to, I believe it was the directory of services in our hotel room. I don't think it was a menu. I did photograph the menu, but this wasn't it. So all that texture really shows up, and this looks, I'll put it up close, this really looks like you can feel that embroidery on there, feel the raised texture. So I'll try to figure that, a way for that to be in there somehow. So let's get started. First, I want to, I'll tell you that instead of the teal blue, I'm going with a blend of this Pure Sunshine, which is kind of an orangey yellow, the Tangerine Dream, which is an orange, Squeezed Orange, which is an orange, the Hot Pink, both in shimmer, it's bubblegum pink, and then I have a yellow, and I have a chartreuse color burst that I may try out in there if I'm not happy with the variation in colors that I see. So my idea is this. I'm going to put the paper up there. I'm going to blend the color directly on the packaging, and then I'll smoosh the packaging down. And so we'll see how that works. So I'm just going to start kind of layering, and I'm not going to spray. I'll do this, and I may have to do it a couple times. In between the paints, I'm not going to be using that gauze, but I don't want there to be really vivid color to show up there, so I'm going to be careful to not color that except maybe with some splatters, or dipping this in some color and then laying it down. So there will be subtle colors there, and then this area down here will have more, and then this area up here will have more. So that's kind of where I'm headed with that. Okay, I have a mix of shimmer sprays and non-shimmer sprays, and they do dry. Even if it's the same color, they dry very differently. And so I kind of want to get both. I think that'll give the mixed media some dimension that will be pretty. Let me get a little more of that down there. And for those of you who may not know, orange is John's favorite color. He liked yellow too, but it had to be that kind of sunflower stop sign kind of yellow, sort of like that pure sunshine color. But I'm going to kind of throw, and I'm putting it in different areas, and then it's going to kind of moosh together. And because I want this to soak into the paper, and I'm not especially interested in having it move around so much, I'm not going to, I didn't coat it with anywhere with any gesso. So I'm going to just kind of turn this over in this area up here that I know, and I'm going to do this. Okay, I kind of like that. And then I'll turn it and let the colors kind of bleed onto themselves. And it's, as we go along, as it's dried, it's kind of making that more subtle coloration that I wanted, kind of where those paints are going to be. So now I'm going to do some more really vivid versions of the color down here. So let me go back and reload. And then while that's resting or drying or whatever, when it's done, I'm probably going to go back and sprinkle a little color burst on it. I may wet, no color burst now, I may wet it kind of get a lot of the yellow in, maybe even, oops, that might have been a bit too much. So I'm going to soak up some of that. Okay, now let me put that in the trash. And I'm going to bring my paper back over here, and I'm going to do it this way, even though, okay, and I'm going to do that. Oh, I like that. Okay, that's perfect, because I wanted more of that yellow there, and it really is spreading around. Okay, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. And it's perfect colors for this paper collection. Now what I want to do is, I've just got a little bit left on there. I want to go back over this and kind of do the same thing, but through that little stencil, and it didn't really show up much. So let's try this, guys. Let me get my, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to wet, I'm going to just drip a little bit of water in a few places. Oops, and kind of go over it with this chartreuse. Kind of Sprinkle some of that powder on there. Okay, and now I'm gonna do a very light spritz. Okay, that definitely, okay, you still can't see the stencil through it, but I kind of like what it did. It added some texture to it. Let me dry that fairly quickly because I don't want it to move. I don't want it to run. Okay, now I'll try this again up here on the white part to see if it makes any difference. I'm gonna sprinkle the color burst. Very light. And you can see it's kind of got some little, in the chartreuse, it's got some little bits of green. I'm going to dry it while the stencil's on there. And we'll see, where's my tweezers? Still can't see it. A little bit you can see it, and as it dries that may become a little bit more obvious. So I'm going to use this just as it is on the page, but I'll place it after I decide where the photos go. And let me right now kind of do something with this. I'm going to do a little bit here. I'm not going to do much over here, but I can do this. Let me try this pink shimmer spray. Okay, did one spray and then it stopped spraying. Okay, I need to open it up. Now it's okay, not exactly what I had in mind, but let's try this with it. And we'll see. Okay, the lines kind of do show. And I may do something like this over here, where the lines, the color that was on the lines over there may come out. Didn't really work that way, but that's not a problem because I can spray some of this on the packaging. I'm going to try a different color. Let's go with the Pure Sunshine. Okay, I haven't used these enough recently, so I need to kind of take all those tops off and get them in some water. I'm gonna just kind of lay this down there, kind of do it like that there. Again, it didn't pick up solid lines, so let me try that. That ought to be better. It's giving some texture, but not exactly what I thought it would do, actually. Okay, I'm gonna stop because I think it's time to do the layout, and I may just go ahead and let me get a baby white, and I want to add a little color around the edges just for so that it's not the stark white that you see there. So again, I'm gonna take, let's do this yellow. Okay, that sprays just fine. And let me take the squeezed orange. There. Let me get that and kind of just get the edges, and I'm picking up some of the color here, so that makes it even more interesting. Get this fully out to the edge. And this is not, I'm not lifting this from anything Julie did. It's just as I look at mine, it kind of needed something in the areas that were totally white. Okay, so I'm going to pull my mat up. That's a signal that I'm done with the mixed media part. And now we'll start layering things on. Okay, so the very first thing I thought I would do, and there's going to be some stamping and some other stuff that'll really change the look of that. Let me get the lid or the tip on that. I'll put the sprays off my mat and the water. I am going to use some black. I may use some more black thread, so I'll leave that there. Okay, so the very first thing I wanted to do was this purple bit down the center. And I don't have a zipper, but I tore a strip of the lime green paper and drew some fake stitching lines on it. And when I tore it, the other side was this other green. So I thought layering that onto there would somewhat maybe evoke the idea of a zipper. So let me glue that up. I think I like it going this way with the torn edge on the opposite. I had this strip of purple, it was a scrap, and I hand cut those scallops, and then I traced over them again with a black pen to somewhat make it look like stitching. Oh, now there's how you get the, okay, let me do that. Okay, I like that. And let me do it some over here. And I'm picking up the color that's already down over here and kind of rubbing it with that baby wipe. Okay, good. That gives it a little kind of unexpected, let me get some with a lot of color on it. An unexpected dimension of texture, just a little bit different look. Okay, there. Like it. Okay, let me put that away. And that was just trying to clean it. Okay. Oh, let's see. I want to glue this on this way. And I think that's all going to be concentrated up at the top, and that'll kind of tell me where I put my, and I'll probably put some foam under this. That'll tell me where I can put how high and where I do my photo cluster. And we'll see. I have not matted my photos, and I have some papers around that I could use for that. Okay, it's moving. And I really don't want it to move because that's going to be, this is the very top of the page. And I want that on there. Now, having glued it down, I'm going to ruffle this edge a bit and turn it back. So that it does look like it was torn and then stitched down by that line that I have there. And I don't know if that looks like that to you, but I'm going to pretend that it does. Okay, let me do this here. Another piece about this long there, and then a thinner piece right here. And that allows me to tuck things under, like the paint strips. Now I noticed that on Julie's paint strips, when she curled the other side over, she must have used some crayons or paints or something to color the other side of the paper, which is a floral print that shows when you curl it over. But I'm going to let mine show. I haven't distressed this one enough. I'm going to distress it kind of on this side, because I kind of like the colors of the flowers that show. So we'll see how that works out. We'll see if I regret that or not. Okay, I'm going to do this. Now you notice that she has these painty circles there. I have cut circles out of the vellum piece that came with the collection. And is that about the middle? I think so. Let me put it up a little higher. It needs to be at the very top. So okay, I'm liking just the colors already. Now these can go kind of up high at the top, kind of like this. I like hers where the paint things kind of just barely showed. So about like that. Now I've put foam tape on here to lift the paint there. So I'm going to pull those off and then get it carefully placed, and then I may make some of my paint drips be a little bit, I don't know, wonky maybe. Okay, so we're gonna do this. Come on. And I want to be sure that okay, I want to make sure that the paint Maybe have that go a little over that way, and this one here, and that there, and then this one maybe straight. Okay. I just love it. I could just leave it like that. Okay. I have put foam on the back of these photos, but that doesn't mean that I can't mat them. I'm going to mat them on this yellow, and I'm just going to cut it, hand cut it, not with my trimmer, so that I get a kind of a little bit different kind of line around it. And then I don't want there to be an exact frame there. Just, kind of have it out more on one side, and then I'll do some distressing. And I have to remember to raise. Okay, see, I like that there's white with just little bits underneath there. That was kind of, well, it's not exactly planned, but I had the idea, and it turned out that the way I did it made that happen. Okay, so that's good. And okay, there. Now I have assembled stickers and ephemera and fussy cut elements that I thought would be good to use. I love using the artist, the art type elements, because it's about our painting experience. And we are, I think I've told you this before, the family's planning a trip to take John around to his favorite places and visiting some of his favorite people, and we'll scatter his ashes in some very special places. And Pensacola, the Gulf of Mexico at Pensacola, is definitely one of those. That's our first stop, and we're actually going to go on a deep sea fishing trip. Well, actually, it's going to be a near shore fishing trip because we don't know who gets seasick and who doesn't in the family. So I'm thinking we could do it like this. And I've got some little, let's see, there's stickers of these little guys. And I want one over each. And of course, these are the ones that do not, these have to be put on with liquid glue. The sticky doesn't come off. Okay, so that I'm going to kind of put at an angle like that. And because I know this one's going to be here, I'll pick, where did it go? Okay, I'm going to take the kind of bluey purple one. They have holes in them, so I could maybe try to, well, put that thread in there. And I'm going to do this one like that. I'm going to go ahead and these down. And I can layer some things. I'm going to put this one up on a strip of foam tape just to allow me to layer some things. And I'll do it like that. And it'll kind of overlap the sunset view there. Okay, now I also cut some of these painty circles, and I thought I'd use them around the photos here. This one like that because it's a corner, and I chose the two on that sheet of paper that have a lot of black in them because I thought they'd stand out. And this one I think could go, let's do it down here. Let's hold off on it for right now. Oh, when I hand cut those, I had this piece of the strip, so that's going to show up on a layout at some point. So I'll put that off to the side. I've got, well, I know that I want this kind of sticking out here, but I don't need to use the whole thing. So I'm going to pick the part that has the blues and purples and kind of this part that has the colors that are not in this little tableau there. That will work. And let me put a little bit of liquid glue kind of right at the spot that's going to tuck under. I have to figure out what I want for a title. I have a lot of Bramble Fox goodies. Now this one I've got propped up enough that I can do a piece of Flair in here. And I think this might be where I put the joy. I'm going to go ahead and do that now because I'll stick something else in there and won't have room for it. So that's good there. I think right now is when I'm going to maybe try to use this. Should I use part of it here and part of it up there? I think I might do that. I'm gonna cut a smaller part off for up here. And I'll use this part down here. And which side of it? I think I like this side. I'll just lay it here, and then I want to use a little box of crayons or a can of paintbrushes. I think I have, here we go, or a can of colored pencils right here, and I'll layer that on top of this so I can glue it down right under where that's going to go. And then the rest of it can kind of stay loose. Unless I want to glue that part down. I may want to glue it down so that it behaves a little bit better. I'm going to put this in the bowl of unused things. I'm going to pull this up and put some foam behind it so the pencils kind of stick up and have dimension. Okay, there. The pencils are sticking up. And I thought maybe that might be a place I could layer that. What do you think? I'm gonna maybe just kind of pencil it in there and see, because it could also go over here. My title will probably go right up in here, and this could maybe overlap there. So I kind of like that, but I'll just kind of put that on there right now. Let me go do the this thing. Oh, no. The next thing I need to do are the vellum circles. And I've got this, which I fussy cut, so I can't forget that. And I have this, which kind of I thought of going in like that, and maybe this guy could go over that. I like that. Okay, let me put this, whoops, over here, and it goes like that. Okay, so let me leave that in place, and we'll see what happens. So this goes, well, okay, let me put this someplace where it'll stay. Once I put it in place, then I kind of know where I can stamp. And I'll put it kind of up close to the zipper there. Maybe I'll turn it the other way. There, the colored bits show a little bit better there. I wanted to use this, and I like that. Let me get these guys, and I've got some that are just half circles. Let's see how many I need. I may have to cut something off that one, and that's okay. This one's going to be shorter than that one. Maybe I just go with 3, and I do that one down there or something. Maybe what I do is I cut it like this, and I fit a piece right there. I need something else there that covers up the fact that the green didn't come all the way down. So let me I'm going to use this up here. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue and assume that the mixed media showing through kind of disguises the fact that you can see glue. And these guys, because that's wet glue, they're going to curl up, and I thought that might be kind of cool. Okay. It's a different look, and I'm when I started out, I started pulling all the same elements, and I thought, well, I don't really want to do a carbon copy. I mean, mind you, I should be so lucky as to be able to accomplish a carbon copy. But I kind of wanted to put something of my own spin on it. Where's that other little half that I cut? Here it is. Okay, so maybe it needs to go right there, and I can hide it under the Flair. Make it look like I was smart and put the Flair on after I had already done this part. Now the Flair obviously is not sticking. And that's not the fault of the Flair, that's my, come on. It is the tape that I had touched a little too much. Okay, that says joy, and we're filled with joy as we're doing that painting. I'm going to take the, when I fussy cut this, I was smart and put the glue on it. I think it's shaping up to be different, but similar in the ways that I wanted it to be similar. So I'm thinking that's a good thing. Let me get this angled just the right way. Do I want it more up here? I think I will do it that way. And then I can layer this that way, and I'll put just a tiny bit of glue under the gold arrow, and I'll spread it out so it's tacky but not wet. And it will stick to the photo paper. Okay, there. I've gotten in some of the important things. How about putting that right there? That kind of covers this up. But you can kind of still see this. And I'll kind of layer this right here, and I think I'm going to do this, which is just an extra I had lying around. I don't like how that looks. I'm going to cut it in half. Oh, come on. There. And then I need a small, do I want a flare there? Where's the green flare? Here it is. This green flare might be nice, or should I do the purple? I was thinking the purple could go somewhere up in here. We'll see where the butterfly ends up, and that may tell me. Let me lift this up. These are both on foam, so the flare should be able to slide under, except there was glue holding it there. This is maybe not on enough foam, so let me prop it up. And I don't want to lose that piece, so I'll do this, and we'll have a better platform there. Okay, now let's do this Pensacola Beach sign right there. And I'll put just a little bit of foam on it. And you can see the painting as he's holding it up. I'm also holding mine up, but I didn't want the photo to be that long. So there. And I've got this leaf that could maybe kind of layer up that way. Let's do that. And he'd be happy that I was covering up the wide trunk of his sign. That was his word. He called it a trunk. He said, I drew a trunk instead of a sign pole. Okay, now do I want the butterfly? I have some other little butterflies that are going to kind of go up higher. So, and I see why she put that strip of paper there, because this would layer much better under paper than under vellum, although, you know, she didn't use vellum. I'm going to go ahead and push it closer, and we're going to lose the antennae somewhat, the antenna, because there's only one of them. This was cut from a cut-apart card, and it was just the art was just the half wing. And I'm going to put some foam tape underneath it. So that it sticks up and has some dimension. There. Now I have these pencils, which I wouldn't have to use, but I think they're for another layout. I think I'm going to put those aside. They're a little large for what I'm going for here. So now I'm going to do the palm tree here layered over these pencils, and that's another reason I don't need those pencils, is I already have pencils, right? I kind of want to get some of the, you know, have a nod to the place. Now, the purple Flair could go there, but do I have something to be? I'm going to be putting some of these things up in here. Let's see. I also have some flowers and butterflies I had cut for the class, and I'm just going to put the purple there because there's this purple part of the Viewmaster that's showing. Or do I want it up here? Maybe kind of over the zipper. I'll do that. I hardly ever put the flares out fully showing. Oh, you know what I was going to do? I was going to do nests. Let me try Natalie's nesting technique. She did, I think she said 3 fingers. I have always done my, and I've gotten it down to 2. I'm not very good at this. She just kind of, and it was great. Let's see. I'm going to kind of put it right here and let it be not so much a nest as something protruding from it. And I'm going to have to do that same thing here and here. Just kind of put bundle of thread adjacent. Let's see, and this one's going to be a messy wooden type nest. And I wouldn't really have to do this here because I have this black die cut, but I kind of want to. That was one of my original design decisions. And I don't want to give it up. Okay, then let me do, right here, this may get involved in the, I've got this guy right here, and I was gonna try to string that. I've made a mess here that is gonna be hard to undo. I've got the thread here that can kind of wind through. And let's see, I'm going to just have it kind of angled out here, separate from the circles, because I don't really want to cover up and obscure anything in all the circles. Okay, so this is doubled, and let's see if I'm able to feed it in to this hole in there, and I was, and let me bring it into, I've also got a little pair of scissors from Bramble Fox, and I could add this to the mix and kind of have them, once I figure out where I want them to go, I can glue them down, but right now they can be loose on the thread. And then I go, well, let's do it this way, might be easier. Okay, and I don't have anything else it needs to wind through, so I can kind of end it there. Maybe kind of tuck it behind this photo and let it come out here, and I'll cut it there. Okay, let me get my tweezers and get that completely tucked back under here, and I may put a dab of glue to catch it. Oh, come now. Okay, now the scissors could kind of be right there. I'm just going to put a dab of glue on the photo and arrange the scissors that way. Press it down long enough for it to get tacky. And I also cut out, I printed and cut out the words "Artists for a Day." And I was going to put those on. Hey.
Sorry.
Hey, okay.
I was looking down, I didn't know you were filming, sorry.
Okay. I'm going to write it across this. And I normally would put these up on foam, but since I didn't already do it, and this is going a little long, I love this font, and that's actually just a font on my computer printer. And that was my son who came down. He is really suffering from his second COVID shot. He was already taking antibiotics for a sinus infection, and when he went to get it, they told him he was gonna hurt more than the average guy because of that. And oh no, I'll be fine. I've got this that says the best of times, and I am going to put that on foam because I have a little foam strip that will fit it. It's just a little too long, or it's not if I put it in the right place. And I've got a rainbow, a bramble fox rainbow. I'm going to do this right here, and then maybe do this little rainbow like that. Do it this way. I think I'll do it this way. I'm concentrating a lot down here. But when I put the little butterflies, I think that's gonna help. So that kind of just adds a little bit of white relief to all that color. Now I've got these little butterflies, which were fussy cut from a branding strip, so you know how tiny they are. And I'm gonna put them in the colored field because they're white with lots of multicolors in them. Okay, that, and then another one. Now the title I was going to use was Happy Days, and I have these butterflies. I think I don't need them. I have these flowers, which I don't need. I can save those for another layout, but I do want to use this making the world more colorful. And I think I want to use this. I also want to use a little rainbow paintbrush. Okay, let's see how. Okay, I guess I need to make it smaller. And let's do it this way. I'm looking forward to making a nice, simple, minimalist layout and a short video. Actually, the next layout I make is going to be my load layout for the day, and I'm not filming it. It won't be video. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do. The prompt is about age and aging and friendship through the years as you age, and you're supposed to maybe age or distress some things on your layout, which is fine by me. Let's see. Here's the little the paintbrush, but there's the color outside the lines, this little thing right here. There's this green camera. I have a black Bramble Fox camera. Oh, what should go there actually is this geotag. But do I want to do the color wheel or the rainbow crayons with the geotag over it? I'm gonna go with this because I just love this so much. I have to use it, and I'll put a geotag on top of it if that's what needs to be done. Okay, cut that off. Do this. And this is a really beautiful flat black finish. The camera is too. I'm gonna kind of overlap it like that. Well, no, I just wanna. I actually don't want to use it on there at all. I'm gonna use it right beside there, kind of tucked under the palm tree. There we go. And I have these little dots. I don't think I'm going to use those. I think I'm going to use the Bramble Fox camera. Maybe right there, somewhat overlapping that best of times. Poor baby, as I look at this, I realize he must have been sunburned. But that sunburn was something we didn't necessarily. Here's something I want to put here. Time spent with you. Now, I still don't have a title on here, right? And we did spend a lot of time there at Margaritaville. So, I could use a simple title. This always, and I could do it right there, or I could do happy day. Happy days won't fit, so always it is. I kinda sorta preferred that at the beginning, and it's exactly that color, and the other color, the Happy Days color, isn't represented in this palette, so I'll just put that there. And I think I'm done. I'm not going to add sequins. Oh, I am going to add stamping. And I wanted to do it kind of after all of this because I kind of wanted to see where I wanted things. I want to use these little black splats. And I also want to use these dots. So let's see. Here's this. And I may only put a couple of these out there. That is lifted up, so I may just do one right there. Okay, and that's not quite dry yet, so I'll let that dry. I like the black splats there. I'm going to put some here. Okay, it's kind of right across from there, but it's a little wonky. I'm going to put the other set right here. And then I need something right here, I think. What would... Well, maybe that's where I can do some dots. I like the little pink dots there that came from the packaging. Okay, let's get this on here, and we'll ink it up. And I'll do this one sort of like that. And this one maybe like that, going off the page. And this one maybe up here. Okay. And I think, now I'm done. Am I done now? Let's call it done. I like that there's a little white space here. I like that there's a profusion of color there. Here the color is a little bit covered up, and that's okay. And I don't know about you, but I love the purple there. I've got the black thread kind of winding around. I've got a pair of scissors on there. I'm happy with it. And I've got the Margaritaville Beach Hotel sign there. There was one little thing that she had. She had taken one of these and kind of had it hanging off, and it said, "Be happy." And I can't, let me see in that here, if there's a thing that says "Be happy." Loving this day, good stuff. There's nothing, well, there's another thing that says joy. I'm gonna go with perfect or sweet. Perfect. Perfect is too long, but let's go with, you know what? I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna let it be, because I've got the time spent with you, and if I put something there, it's kind of just, it's not necessary. So I got to get the title straight and keep it straight. I will not lift it up at an angle like that anymore. I will stand up and bring it up to the camera. So I'm done. I hope you like it, and I apologize for how long it is, and I promise I'll do a shorter video sometime soon. Does it need any dots right here? I don't think so. And look, I got some black smears there, and I don't care. So I have dots in 3 places. I don't want to put them in 4. And I suppose I could do a few down here. Okay. You talked me into some dots. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do these little dots right here. Maybe there. And these little dots down here. Okay, I'm done. So, thank you for watching. I appreciate your patience. And I cannot tell you how thrilled I am to be part of this design team. I think Adam has some ideas that are going to take this company not only worldwide in the sense that he's going to ship worldwide, but worldwide in the sense of producing some really unique product. And it's just a really fun group that's kind of built up around this product, and I think you're all gonna love it, and I'm certainly gonna enjoy playing with it, and you'll see it on probably every layout I do. So thanks for watching. Bye.